I'm Eugene Low here on A Slice of Life R on 938 Live. Thank you so much for joining me today for some DIY motivation. And we're getting some help today from my guest, Jean-Francois Cousin, who is a global executive coach. He became a coach after a successful career in various global leadership roles ranging from manufacturing, marketing, business development to general management with Lafarge, the world leader in building materials. And Jean-Francois works across many different organizations and industries, coaching senior leaders and executives in developing their leadership, strategic planning, career orientation, motivation, and work-life balance. His regular clients range across 25 nationalities spanning Europe, Asia, North America, and Australia. And his recent clients include Unilever, Philips, L'Oreal, Mazda, Barclays, Carrefour, among many others. And Jean-Francois is passionate about self-development and motivation. He co-authored the first book on coaching in Asia about practices empowering personal and organizational change in Asia. He is based in Bangkok, but he travels frequently around the region, comes to Singapore quite often as well to share his expertise with people in the region. And today we're talking about how, well, any of us really, but more specifically managers. How can we reignite just a few simple actions in our daily lives and management to boost our motivation and that of people around us? And we're talking about also our subordinates, our employees, our colleagues, etc. So let's bring on Jean-Francois. Welcome to 938 Live.
Thank you very much, Eugene. A pleasure to be with you today.
A pleasure to have you with us here on 938 Live as well. So we're talking about some simple actions that managers can think about in order to improve their work and also to improve their motivation and to motivate their workers as well. Now, money is something that, you know, we've talked about a lot, you know, I mean, and I think it is common knowledge that most people, they work for money, but that's not the most important thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I would question the audience really. Who woke up this morning thinking, geez, I feel so energized, so motivated because they're going to pay me at my job for what I'm going to do today, yeah? Or how many days after we receive bonus or salary increase are we motivated, happy about it? When I ask that in the
it lasts a while, I think.
But a rather short while, yes. I would say, right?
Yes.
When I ask participants to my workshops, they usually think and say, 2-3 days, and then, okay, it's forgotten, it's behind, in fact. So I would say money is not a strong motivator. It can be a strong demotivator if it's not enough, but it's not what is going to infuse energy in us to do the job at best every day, in fact.
And a very clear example of this happening is that, say, you know, if you buy an expensive present for a loved one, perhaps, it's not going to do the relationship as good as if you were to spend quality time with them.
Absolutely, yeah. And so what does spending quality time really mean, in fact? It means caring, visibly caring, in fact. And when a manager or a parent want to motivate subordinates or children, it's first and foremost about showing care, as simple as that. Think about someone in your life who can kind of ask you anything and you will try to do it for him or her. You will have the motivation to try your best to do it. Who would that person or those people be? Probably some people who really deeply cared about you and you want to pay back. So for managers to visibly care is so important, so simple and so important. Peter Drucker, the 20th century main management guru, said people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So visibly caring is probably
well said. It's a very powerful message that as a manager you're sending across to your subordinates and your employees. And it's easy to I suppose think about it, but how do you go about showing, you know, proactively showing that you care?
You just named a very important condition, Eugene, when you said offering this gift is not as much as offering time, valuable time. And I guess another thing you're just doing now, which is absolute listening, Eugene. I look at you, and the audience can guess you're totally focused. You're not interrupting. You actually choose to believe that your guest of the day has something interesting to say, will say something interesting. And so for a boss to choose to believe that the subordinate can have something interesting to say, and that with proper listening, this will emerge, this will surface in time. This is honoring the subordinate, and really this is a call for the subordinate or the guest to really contribute at the best they can, and that is really motivating, in fact. So I would say pure listening, absolutely focused, not interrupting, trusting that something great can emerge from the guy we're talking to, we're listening rather, is very motivating, as simple as it is.
So in doing so, you actually show your subordinate or employee that he or she has value, and that empowers them as well.
Absolutely. You phrase it so well, so proof of listening. Yeah.
Helping actually, it's helping your employees see the value in themselves, and that belief in them, as a manager, is very powerful for your very powerful motivation for your employees.
Absolutely. It's the same for children, actually. I was stunned by this experience some professors from Harvard University did with a primary school in California with 8-year-old children. They came in the class at the first day of the year, in fact, and they told the children, okay, here we're going to give you a test. It's a test for academic potential. So you will write the answers, and tomorrow we'll come and tell you who has the highest academic potential, like ability to learn well at school. So children did the test. Professors took the test back to their hotel. Next morning they went back to the school, and they told the teachers, children A, B, C, D, E have outstanding academic potential. They can learn very well at school. Bring them in. And then they repeated to the children, you guys, you're so lucky. You can do very well at school if you try. And then off the professors went. They came back at the end of the scholar year, and they looked at the results, and no mistake, the 5 children they had selected had done very, very well, improved a lot. And the catch is those children were chosen at random. In fact, the teachers, the professors who did the test did not even look at the papers the children had written. Just random designation of children. You can do very well at school. What happened? The child. So saying, okay, I believe you can do it.
The power of encouragement.
Yes.
And instilling that powerful sense of self-belief in people.
Absolutely. So natural, simple, and powerful.
I'm chatting today with Jean-Francois Cousin, who is a global executive coach at One to Win. You can get more information on Jean-Francois over at this website. It's one-2-win.net. And Jean-Francois is in today to chat about how you as a manager can improve or develop that motivation in you, and in turn motivate your employees as well. If you have a question for Jean-Francois, do call in 669-11938, or you can post over at Facebook, search official 938 Live under pages. Slice of Life R here on 938 Live continues in a while. And yes, we all want to win, don't we? And but a lot of we do want other people to win as well with us. We keep talking about win-win situations. And as a manager, how do you win and help your employees to win as well? And we're talking about increasing motivation in us, and also reigniting that motivation in the people around us as well. And Jean-Francois, we talked about caring and really showing that you care, and really listening to your employees, and very importantly, encouragement as well. Catch them doing things right, and reward them, give them encouragement to do even better. And what about for ourselves as managers? When we're what should we be thinking about in order to increase our motivation?
We should probably think about how the best bosses we ever had were to us when they had the best performance from us, and I guess we will find that when they let us take initiatives, they let us try our things, they just let go, empower us. And I was listening with the greatest interest at your interview of Li Xin, the virtuoso violinist from Singapore, on Monday on your show, and she said when she was embracing a career in the States, my father just let me go for it. And I embraced the challenge that was scaring the hell out of me, but I went for it anyway. And then she went for her dream, and she had so much energy. So what we want with our subordinates is ignite that energy of freedom to take initiative, freedom, if possible, to go for dreams. In fact, that's when we are most energized, and that's when we can accomplish amazing things. Now, of course, it means we have to accept failure, and instead of punishing when failure happens, take the lesson from it, and support the subordinate to go forward with those lessons and become stronger.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that actually, because as bosses, yes, you can empower your employees, you can let them assume more responsibility, but then you also have to allow them to make mistakes and not be afraid to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Because that's how they learn as well.
And that's the only opportunity to become great. I do coach, as you said, a number of very senior leaders, and all these guys and ladies at the top have a kind of a cult of mistake. You will not find a great leader that is not reveling in the big mistakes they did, in fact, and the lessons they learned. It's quite understandable that you can't be a great leader if you have not failed a lot, because simply to be a great leader you have to do a lot, and when you do a lot you fail a lot. Jack Welch,
it's part of the process.
Part of the process.
And it's what makes you as well, the whole person.
Absolutely, yes. And indeed, as you are saying, empowering and supporting when mistakes happen at calculated risk, of course, is really the way to get the best from our subordinates.
It also helps greatly if you have a vision, a grand dream that you're working towards. Not just you as a manager, but helping your employees have that sort of goal orientation as well.
Yeah, ensuring alignment. Yes, indeed, absolutely, Eugene.
And I'm chatting today with Jean-Francois Cousin, who is a global executive coach from Want to Win. And if you would like to ask Jean-Francois a question, call in at 669-11938. What else can a boss do to motivate his employees and subordinates?
Yeah, I would say think about again the best boss we've ever had, and we'll probably when I ask that question in workshops, participants say, he was a mentor to me, or she gave me good advice, or I learned so much. It's all about learning. And if I had to summarize in one sentence how the best boss are characterized by their subordinate, it's simple. It's the boss that increased my professional value the most. The boss that increased my professional value, my value as a professional, the most. And isn't that so fair and so common sense, basically? So if we want to be the best boss and therefore elicit the best efforts, the best productivity from our subordinates, why don't we just be that, the boss that increases the professional value of our subordinates? And how we do that? By providing space for learning. And also I would suggest a simple question we ask to our subordinates, like say on a monthly basis, which is, hey, shall we sit down 5 minutes and recap what you have learned this month in your job? And then next month again, hey, why don't we sit down or have coffee together and recap what you have learned here in this job? It's a main retention factor, when employees feel they are in a company that help them learn and help
consistently
them grow.
checking in with them, again coming back to showing that you care.
Absolutely.
Not just at that annual sort of review or assessment.
Yeah.
And I suppose that also goes into things like, because a lot of bosses, I think, they focus too much on the bottom line, goals of the organization, rather than helping your employees increase their value, professional value, as you said. Very well said, Jean-Francois. And we'll continue to chat with Jean-Francois Cousin, who is a global executive coach, more about motivating yourself as a manager and in turn motivating your people as well, here on A Slice of Life on 938 Live in 15 minutes.